Ladies and gentlemen and all the ships at sea, it is now time for another edition of the Tag Team Supreme Prediction Show. Here's the only prediction show that's right almost 50% of the time. Here are your hosts, Justin Blank and the Mystery Man. Another edition of the Tag Team Supreme's Prediction Show. And what a Tag Team Supreme Prediction Show it's going to be. UFC 102 taking Antonio Nogueira taking on Randy the Natural Couture. It's going to be a lot of fun stuff to talk about. But right now, let's introduce ourselves. My name is Justin Blank, and to the left of me, of course, is former Vice President Dick Cheney. Welcome to the show, Dick. It's really nice to have you here.
Well, thank you for having me. You know what I don't understand about me, Dick Cheney?
What is that?
Is that usually vice presidents, no one even knows who they are when they are vice president, alright? But for some reason now, it's like I'm going on some kind of tour and just running my mouth constantly, because it doesn't even make sense. Like, think about it. Does anyone even know what happened to Dan Quayle, George Bush's vice president, right? What happened to Ronald Reagan's vice president? George Bush. No one even knows, right? So that doesn't even make sense. That's my thing.
Yeah, seriously. Usually, the moment the president's done, the vice president just goes quietly into the night.
Exactly.
They don't try to kick up dirt all over the country, each state campaigning, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. What?
Your daughter's a lesbian. How's that make you feel?
I love her.
So your daughter
Yeah.
hates you so much that she goes against everything you stand for.
Well, not everything, I'm sure. Maybe she likes small government. And pussy. So that's two things we have in common.
Tag Team Supreme, bitches. Krzysztof Soszynski versus Vera. Who we taking?
You know, for some reason I'm just not getting into this fight. Just don't really care that much. You got Krzysztof on one side, who's that Joker character guy, alright? Remember, he took all their stuff and put it on the basketball court.
And Braden Vera's Mexican. They each have problems.
Anyway, Krzysztof has stupid tattoos, and Vera has stupid tattoos. Wash. Alright?
Okay.
Alright, there's that one. Vera has a weird dance thing where he goes after he wins a fight, alright?
Yeah.
So I guess that's cool. It's cooler than Krzysztof, who I don't know what he does. Probably plays some more cool practical jokes. So let's go with Vera.
Excellent. We're taking Brandon Vera.
Vera? Or did you say Vera?
We're taking Brandon Vera. Tag Team Supreme, bitches. Nate Marquardt versus Demian Maia.
That's what also, you know what I really like about Demian Maia?
What's that?
Is that at the end of his last fight, he said that he wanted to prove that you can do jiu-jitsu and not hurt anybody. And I thought that was really, it's saying more and more about the sport, because I think people really still think of it as a sport that's just, you know,
Barbarians.
Yeah, exactly. It's blood-hungry or bloodthirsty people. So I just think that says something. This is a huge fight for him. This is by far the best person he's ever fought. I don't think you can necessarily say that about Nate Marquardt. I mean, he's already fought Anderson Silva and stuff. So I think on that one, I think the advantage is to Nate Marquardt. But Demian Maia, you know, he's
very impressive.
Exactly. He's arguably the best person in UFC with jiu-jitsu.
I'd say any conversation would have to have him involved in it.
Exactly. I completely agree. My biggest thing is Nate Marquardt going to be able to keep the fight standing the entire time? Because otherwise, if they go down, it's going to go right into Demian Maia's
world.
Exactly. I think it's really hard not to. If you have 3 rounds of somebody trying to take you down, not be able to fall down or get on the ground, so I'm going to have to go with Demian Maia.
All right, you heard it here first, Demian Maia. You hope the guy that's looking at this for the wrong reason is looking at you.
Still flattering.
Jake Rosholt versus Chris Leben. Who we got?
Well, there's obviously Jake Rosholt, to win this fight, he's going to have to get him down. You can't stand and slug with Chris Leben unless you're a high level striker. And for Chris Leben to lose this, he's probably going to either have to do drugs or go back to jail. Right?
Which are 2 possibilities of things that could definitely happen while in the ring.
Exactly. I actually thought it was really funny how Joe Rogan was commenting. He was like, "Oh, I've never seen Chris Leben come in so ripped before. He looks, this is the best he's ever looked." And then it starts a couple days later, you find out that he tested positive for steroids. It's kind of funny. Anyway, that being said, Chris Leben does seem like a likable guy, and I think he's going to be able to win. I know that really had nothing to do with
That is an awesome breakdown.
That really.
Why anyone ever complains that your breakdown techniques often are vague and don't make sense, I don't understand that.
What are you going to do?
Great rebuttal. Chris Leben it is.
Because he's a likable guy.
Tag Team Supreme, bitches.
Jardine versus Thiago Silva.
You know, the one thing you got to give to Jardine is nobody gives him a chance in any fight. Like every fight he's in, everybody always is picking against him, and he usually ends up winning it, or he's really competitive in it. So I just think this could be another one of those situations where I think most people are going to go Thiago Silva, because I think it's actually more of a popular pick in a way, because everyone's thinking, oh, well, he was such an up-and-comer, and the only guy that beat him was Leo Machida, and he's like the best pound per pound, arguably. Don't agree with that, just going with the example. So I just don't think Thiago Silva's game plan is going to win. I think either he's going to probably try to take him down, right? And I don't think that's going to happen. If he tries to stand with Jardine, let's be honest, there's not a guy in the UFC that has a weirder fighting style than Jardine. It's like trying to beat up an old guy. Like it's like you just don't see him coming. He's like, oh, I'm okay. Wait. So I'm gonna go with Jardine. You know why? Because he's American. Americans always win.
Tag Team Supreme, bitches.
Now it's time for the main event. Woo! In the left corner. Sorry, I didn't mean to hold your hand. On the left corner, we have Randy the Natural Couture. And in the right parking space with the handicap symbol, we have Antonio Nogueira. Two old men beating the hell out of each other for our entertainment. Is there anything better? Only if they were retarded. And they kind of are. Who are we taking?
You know, like a lot of times I'll get on this American kick, and it's like, oh, the American guy should win. I'm cheering him on. But not in this example. I think Randy Couture is what's wrong with the sport. It's a lot of people, like he goes on about, oh, he's the nicest guy in the sport, yet he goes out and just worries about himself with the big money and stuff like that.
Well, it's just like Chuck Liddell worrying about himself. All that son of a bitch does is goes in the ring, gets knocked out, and collects a check.
Yeah, I know.
Right? If he cared so much, he would win.
I agree.
If he cared about his kids, he wouldn't get knocked out on television.
Who would take their kids to a fight? That's what I don't understand. They're like, oh, look at Daddy. Oh, Daddy's getting beat up pretty good there.
Look at Daddy laying on the floor not knowing where he's at.
Exactly. Oh, look, he's stiff. Look.
Yeah.
But is this being dead? I don't know. Maybe. Go put a suit on him. Anyway, I don't like Randy Couture because I think he's a bad person, and also I think in his defense though, he went through his midlife crisis he was famous, so everybody saw what he was doing. He started wearing that stupid hat and then running out on his wife and stuff. Just not cool things for me. All right, that's my opinion. Although then you watch The Ultimate Fighter and see Antonio Nogueira as like the guy you just want to hug, all right? Because he seems like the nicest man in the world.
True.
So you put those together, and I think Randy Couture is really done. I really truly think he's too old, and I think there is a point where you're just not good anymore. Like when he was fighting 100%,
hear that, old people? You're just not good anymore. You're past 40? Sorry. Anyway, so to sum it up, we're going to take Antonio Nogueira. Is that what you're going to say?
Yep. That's what I'm going to say.
I can let you ramble on for another 5 minutes. We're going to run out of time here shortly.
Also, I don't remember Nogueira doing any shitty-ass movies, okay? Throwing that one out there, too.
Okay, that's great. Awesome. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this edition of the Tag Team Supremes Prediction Show. Any last words for us, former Vice President Dick Cheney?
Look for me in 2012 with that Alaskan bitch. We're running for it, all right? She's going to shoot a moose, and I'm going to juice its heart. And we're going to make it all the way through.
The next time we see you in the paper, it's going to be in the obituaries.
Very possible.
Alright, my name is Justin Blank, and we'll check you out next time, right here on the Tag Team Supreme Prediction Show.